I want to go through a couple of application questions that involve both decimals and fractions together. And the first is the area of a triangle. And we've talked about how to find the area of a triangle before, 1/2 base times height. And when we found it, we knew that the base and the height had to be 90-degree angles. So if I look at this triangle, there's a lot going on. There's 4 different values. But I can very quickly decide that the 6.8 and 9.4 are not going to be important to me, because the 3.8 and the 6.5 represent the two values that are perpendicular to one another. So this is 1/2 times 3.8 times 6.5. Because I want fractions and decimals to sort of either be all fractions or all decimals, I'm going to choose to turn 1/2 into a decimal of 0.5. And that's my new question. Now I can multiply in any order that I want. I'm going to choose to take the 3.8 times the 0.5 first, and it doesn't matter because I would get the same answer either way. 5 times 8 is 40, 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19, and we have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal, and so therefore it's 1.9, which makes sense that half of 3.8 is 1.9. So 1.9 now times 6.5 will help me to find the area of my triangle. So 1.9 times 6.5, we'll first multiply by the 5. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Bring down the 0. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. And then we add to get 1, 2, 3, 5, and I need 2 numbers to the right of the decimal. So my area of this triangle is 12.35. But 12.35 what? Well, if this were inches and this were inches, then that means it's 12.35 square inches, because now we're two-dimensional, 2 dimensions. It also means that I could fit 12 and a little bit more little square inch boxes inside of this. This is one for you to try. There are 2 questions involved here, so take your time to read the question, answer the question as best you can, then press play to see how you did. The first question asks me to find how many miles did I drive between fill-ups. So I know that I have 2 different odometer readings, and I want to know the difference. So difference is that keyword for subtract. So I will subtract these 2 values, and that will be the answer to the first question. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of borrowing, so 11 minus 7 is 4. Borrow again, and I get 4. Borrow again, and I get 9. 4 minus 3 is 1, and of course my 12s cancel. So the answer to the first question is 194.4 miles is how many miles I drove between the 2 fill-ups. How many miles per gallon did I get? Well, if I had 194.4 miles divided by 12.5 gallons, that would certainly give me my miles per gallon. Now, this is a decimal, this is a fraction. Which one makes more sense? Completely up to you. I'm going to choose to do this with decimals, and so I'm going to take 194.4 divided by 12.5. And remember, I'm going to move that decimal 1 place. And then I'm just going to add as many zeros as I need to make sure I end up with that whole number at the end. So 125 does go into 194 1 time. And I will subtract. 4 minus 9 doesn't work, so I'll borrow. 14 minus 5 is 9. 8 minus 2 is 6. And I'll bring down the 4. Again, we're doing sort of a guesstimate. 125, how many times do we think it goes in a 694? I'm going to guess 5 times, because I know 6 times would probably be too many. So I'm going to guess 5. So I'm going to take 125 times 5. And, excuse me, sorry, 10 plus 2 is 12. And that gives me 625. So I feel pretty confident that if I added another 125 to that, I'm going to be over 694. So I'm using the 5 and the 625 and doing some subtraction, and I get 69. And now I'm going to bring down a 0. 125 goes into 690, again, 5 times, and I would subtract 625. That gives me 5 and 6, and bring down another 0. It looks like it's going to be another 5, because that would be 625, and I would subtract to get 25, and then bring down another 0. 125 goes into 250 2 times, and it's evenly, so 250 minus 250 gives me no more remainder. It's 15.552 miles per gallon. Might be time to get a better car.